What you're looking at in front of you right here is the payments on a loan. And all the letters are pretty much the same as they were previously. We have our APR, we have our N, and we have our Y. Except the one thing that's different here is the letter P. P is how much you borrowed to pay off, well, that's the amount that you borrow for the loan. And PMT is your regular payment. So usually these payments will be every month, and you'll have the same kind of payment every month. We're going to look at computing some of these using this formula. This formula is very hard to get into the calculator, so I'm going to show you what I think is the easiest way to get it into the calculator as we do a few of these problems. Here's our first example. All right, let me put the letters down that we're going to need. The amount that you borrowed is called by the letter P. Of course, the APR is important to us. That's part of the formula as well. So we'll use 0.06 for our APR. 30 is the value of Y. And then once they say that you have a monthly payment, that means that N equals 12. Let me put the formula up, and then I'll do a couple of iterations with this. Your payment is figured out this way. We have P times APR over N divided by 1 minus 1 plus APR over N to the negative N times Y power. Now when I plug these numbers in, all of them, the P was 25,000 and my APR 0.06 divided by 12, and all of that is over 1 minus 1 plus 0.06 over 12, and that's raised to the negative N times Y power. So that's all in the denominator. I should have put my numbers in. N is 12 and Y is 30. Now the first thing that I would do, since this is going to be a complicated thing to put into calculator, is I'm going to put 360 for that 12 times 30. Here's how I'm going to put it in. Into my calculator, this is the way I'm going to try to do it, and you can attempt to do this as well. Depending on your calculator, this could be a very arduous or an easy thing to do. And you have to end the parenthesis. So notice all the parentheses that I have, I've got the denominator completely contained within a parenthesis. So this is how I think I'm going to be able to put it into the calculator. Let me move this up so my calculator doesn't block it. All right, so here it goes. I'm going to have my 25,000, and I'm going to start a parenthesis. Now I can kind of see here what's going on. If you don't have that, it's really tough to do these problems. But it shows me what I'm typing in as I do it. And then I'll have my 0.06 divided by 12, and then I'll end that parenthesis. So I can see what I'm doing up here. It might be hard for you to see because it's a very small display. But nonetheless, now I'm going to divide and put the denominator stuff in. So I'll start a parenthesis, then I'll go 1 minus, I'll start a parenthesis again, 1 plus 0.06 divided by 12, finish that parenthesis. Now this is the hard part. I need to take this little piece to the negative 360th power. So let me pull this thing up here and see what my buttons I have available to me for this. Because a negative is not the same as a minus sign. See, down here is the negative. So if I hit my X to the Y button, it's got me up there. I think I can hit my negative right now. No, I have to back up. That wasn't what I wanted to do. So it looks like I'll have to start again. Oh no, I just cleared that one. Okay, that was fine. So now I'm going to see if I can put in 360. I'll try that instead. And then let me hit this negative. And then let me finish off the last parenthesis. And then I think we're good if I hit equals. It looks like $149.89. Those are our monthly payments. Now there were some other questions, by the way, attached to this. Other than that was, what's the total amount that you paid over the whole life of the loan? So this problem I did was just part A. Part B is how much did you pay total? Well, you had a total of 360 payments, and each payment was $149.89. 360 times 149.89. $53,960.40. Notice the original loan was only for $25,000, and with this, we end up spending more than double what we borrowed. In fact, how much did we pay on the principal, the loan itself? We paid $25,000 total on that loan, but our total with expenses included was $53,960.40. I'm going to multiply that by 100, and this number will tell us the percent that we spent paying the actual loan. So I have 25,000 divided by 53,960.40. Enter, and I'll multiply by 100. It looks like 46.3%. And the interest is the rest. The interest is basically what you paid to the bank as a fee. So to get this, all I got to do is subtract the other percentage from 100%. And it looks like I'll have 53.7% when all is said and done. So I spent more on interest than I did on the loan itself. And usually that's a big factor of that has to do with the percent that you're paying, the 6%, plus the length of time that you spend paying it. In this example, we have a home loan. This is the amount that you've borrowed is the $125,000. That's P. The APR is 0.045. 15 is the number of years. And then the monthly payment means that we're going to do N equals 12. So let me write down the formula, then I'll write down the calculator version of the formula. So I have my PMT is going to be, I'll write the formula down. So I got all my letters in place. Let me put my numbers in. The P is 125,000. And then we've got 0.045 divided by 12. And then down here I have 1 minus 1 plus 0.045 divided by 12. And that's raised to the negative 12 times 15. And now let me go ahead and put it as the calculator-friendly version. Start a new parenthesis for the denominator. Start another parenthesis for this part. I'm on this part right now. And 12 times 15 happens to be negative. It happens to be 180. And I'll end the parenthesis down there. Now once again, let me give myself some room for my calculator and see if I can get this to work. 125,000 parenthesis 0.045 divided by 12. Finish that parenthesis. Put a division. Start a new parenthesis. 1 minus. Start another new parenthesis. 1 plus 0.045 divided by 12. Finish that parenthesis. Now if I remember correctly, I have to hit the exponent button, and then I'm going to put in 180, but then I have to hit the minus button after I typed 180. So let me hit the minus, right? And then I'll finish my parenthesis, and then hit enter. It looks like 956.24. And that was part A. Part B asks us the total amount that we spent on this loan. And that's easy because we had 180 payments, and each one of them was $956.24. 180 times 956.24. Enter. 172,123.20. Total of 172,000. So we look, the total loan was 125,000, and so we're paying a little about 47,000 more in interest. This one, noticed the low interest rate, and plus it was only for 15 years and not 30 years. That's why these terms seem better than they were in the previous problem. Now this, as before, they're going to ask us what percent did our payments go into principal versus interest. So the principal is easy. The loan itself is 125,000. We paid 172,123.20. Multiply this by 100%. And times 100. So 72.6%. And then I'll take 100% minus that for the interest. That's 27.4%. Here's an example where we have two options for a loan. And this may happen to you. You may have more than one option for what you're permitted to do when you take out your loan. So typically, when you pay it off faster, you'll get a lower interest rate, which is what this is showing here. So let's take a look at our option 1 and our option 2. What I do want to write up here is the formula that we're going to be using. So there it is, and I'll put in the correct numbers for each one. So let's do option 1 over here. And let's calculate that payment. It's a 30-year loan. So the amount that we borrowed was $110,000 in both cases. And the APR on option 1 is 7%. These are monthly payments, so we're going to have n equals 12. Put the other division bar in. start a new parenthesis, 1 minus 1 plus 0.07 divided by 12, and that's raised to the negative 12 times, was it a 30-year loan? 30, and finish that parenthesis. We have 110,000, start a parenthesis, 0.07 divided by 12, finish that parenthesis and do a division, start a new parenthesis, 1 minus, start another new parenthesis, 1 plus 0.07 divided by 12, finish that parenthesis. Now I'm going to raise that to the negative 360 power. So I'm going to raise it, and then I'm going to type in 360, and then I'll hit my plus minus key to make it negative. And then I have to finish the parenthesis after it, and then hit equals. 731.83. And then let's do option 2. Option 2 was for 15 years and an APR of 6.5%. So our payment down here, it's the same $110,000. I have 0.065 slash 12 slash 1 minus 1 plus 0.065 divided by 12, and that's raised to the negative 12 times 15. And let me go ahead and move that up. All right, for this option 2, we got 110,000. Start my parenthesis. 0.065 divided by 12. Finish that parenthesis. Start a division. Start a new parenthesis, 1 minus. Start another new parenthesis, 1 plus. Then we have 0.065 divided by 12. Finish the parentheses. Take my y to the x to the negative 180 power. So we'll go y to the x, and I'll type in 180, and then I have to type in the plus or minus. Finish the parenthesis after that, and then hit equals, and I get 958.22. So you can see here, look at the difference in pay. It's $227 is different. You're not paying double, even though you're paying it off in half the time. And why does that work so well? It's because the interest rate right in here has a big thing to do with it. Check it down here. You're taking something in here to what amounts to the 180th power. That means whatever small differences there are inside of the parentheses, once you take it to 180th power, the differences become huge. So anyways, I hope this will give you facility with this particular formula. There's not much more to this section than just the use of this formula. So good luck.